on the field?
Yeah, Wes will be on the field, and Mickey will probably stay up in the box. We're still going to talk through that a little bit, but Wes will call it, he was already on the field, so he'll just call it.
Yeah, well, we all know how you feel about elevating your guys after years. I'm guessing, though, when these openings came up, your phone blew up with a lot of interest and people who, college football fans would know.
Yeah.
Did any of that give you pause? Did you stop and think?
No. This was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This has been done for a while. Just a matter of when. And, so that's one of the reasons Brent wanted to take Wes with him, too. But, certainly wasn't going to let that happen. But, yeah, it was kind of a triple whammy because not only is everybody reaching out for a job here, they're reaching out to get a job with Brent, reaching out to get a job with Tony. And so that part's been a little crazy, but it's been cool, too, because I've been able to communicate with a lot of people. And been good to catch up with some folks and had some good conversations, but absolutely incredible interest.
Yeah, but at what point did you know in Wes's career, like, hey, this is a guy that when we have a I would be interested in him moving into college?
He's been with me since 2009, and when I first met him in 2009, I knew he was special. And then watching him coach on the field, being a GA for us, and he's this guy's gets it, and he coached our safeties in 12, and then he left after the bowl game that year to Bruce stole him from me. And then Bruce retired, and I was able to get him back, or he'd still probably be in the NFL. And then it's a miracle that I still got him these past 3 years but he's stayed patient. And again, I've articulated to him, where he was, and that's one of the reasons he stayed here because he really wants to be here. He's got a young family, and his wife Jenna Lee. They love it here. So I've known for quite a while how special he was, and he's going to do a great job. There's no doubt about it, and the players know too.
The other part of his job is recruiting. How do you feel like he will do in players' homes or in recruits' homes or here?
He'll do great. Just be who he is. He's going to do just fine. He's been a part of recruiting for however many years, other than the few that he was in the NFL. So he's been a part of it on the inside. He's been on phones. He's had conversations. He's had meetings. He's been a part of all of it. So it's just relationships, just like anything else. And, just like Tony was very different than Chad Morris, like polar opposite. Wes is going to be different than Brent, but they're both great. And so biggest thing is just be himself.
Wes won't need a get-back guy?
No, I don't think he'll need one. Smo's gone anyway, dadgummit. I lost my get-back guy, too. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but
is he going with Tony to Virginia?
Smo's going to be what an opportunity for him to go be the head dude at Virginia, man. That's how cool is that? So just awesome.
Dabo Goodwin, I guess you can expect a lot of what we've seen schematically for Clemson on defense, or.
Yeah, it's the Clemson defense. I've always set the tone for what we do on offense and defense. That's never going to change. We have a philosophy that's been in place here for a long time, and everything we do is within that philosophy. So that ain't going to change. But every coach has their own, twist and personality, and you certainly want them to impart that. And all I can tell you is we're going to be a great defense.
Can you elaborate a little bit just what his role was, game prep wise, game day wise?
There's nothing he hasn't done. He was trusted just like a D coordinator for the last many years. Unbelievable mind, unbelievable planner, unbelievably organized, incredibly smart. He's been a huge part of our success. Absolutely. He's got it. He can see it and draw it in seconds. Just amazing, what he's been able to do for us, in his role.
Somebody said that when people think Clemson is stealing plays on defense, that it was actually Wes being able to kind of look at a formation or see somebody go in motion and be able to call it on the. Have you seen that where?
Oh, yeah. He sees it. He sees it. He knows it. You have breakdown, he knows it right away. Right away. I mean, it's just he's just gifted. He's a very, very gifted, but he's worked at it. I mean, this guy, I've never been around anybody that's worked harder to be great at what he does. And this guy has prepared for a long time for this opportunity. And it's going to be fun to watch him be who he is and take the reins.
Brent commanded a room in such a different way, I guess. How do you replace that sort of impact just with the players in his room and the game day and all that?
Again, I'm not trying to replace that, you know. I just need them to be who they are. You know, we've got a great staff, and it wasn't just Brent. And Brent standing here, he'd tell you that to this day. Brent did his part, but Mike Reed and Todd Bates and Mickey Kahn and Lemansky Hall are all still here. And those guys did an amazing job. One guy can't coach everybody. You know, it's just like everybody giving me all the credit. I mean, I'm one guy, I do my part, but it's everybody being a part of it. And, you know, Wes has got great respect. There's nobody more respected than Wes Goodwin. And nobody. I mean, again, if you could have been a part of that team meeting last Wednesday, defensive team meeting, you'd know what I'm talking about. Incredible respect. And then Mickey, that's why he's co-coordinator. You know, Mickey's been a head coach forever. And again, just like with Jeff and Tony, those guys are both, you know, have great opportunities to lead. And then you know, there's these guys. I mean, Mike Reed and what he's done here, and Todd. I mean, it's not just one person, and everybody else is just sit there. That's not how we do things. I mean, we've got an incredible group, and Wes will do a great job of leading and a great job of empowering the staff as we transition.
Dabo, what does this challenge do for you? Because Dan, Brent, Tony, they were all tentpole guys in what we've seen the last decade out of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's no different to me than when we lost Taj Boyd. We lost Sammy Watkins, and you know, it's just you keep developing, you keep moving, you keep growing, keep getting better, and man, it's great. It's great energy. Again, I love continuity, but I also love change and new opportunity. Both of those are great, and just depending on wherever you are and what you're dealing with, and so this is fun. It's fun. I mean, it's like I can't tell you how many people were checking on me the last 2 weeks. Thought I was like dying or something. I'm like, what is going on? This is a blast. I just don't get that. This is an absolute blast. You get to see people you love, you get to help them, and see them get an opportunity. But then you on that side, yeah, you're like, man, it's sad because you're not going to be with them every day. Just like when you see, you know, when Trevor had to leave. Man, I'm sad that he has to go, but, you know, hey, I mean, he's got to go. But, man, I'm so excited for that next challenge and that next opportunity, and that's what life's all about. So, trust me, we're going to be just fine, just like we always have. And let me tell you, if I walked out of here today, if the good Lord took me out of here today, Clemson is built to last. Man, there is a culture here, there is a foundation here that is rooted deeply. And so, man, this place is so much bigger than me. It's bigger than Dan. It's bigger than any assistant coach. It's bigger than any player. Well, when Deshaun Watson rolled out of here, we're never going to win again. You know, and Trevor rolled out of here, and, man, we're going to be just fine. Man, it's going to be a blast to see it all come together, and I'm excited about, you know, some of the people that are going to be coming in some different type of roles, over the next few weeks as we kind of solidify everything. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Double kind of a two. And
I'm most excited about our team. I mean, we got a great team. We got a lot of guys. Eventually, we're going to get all these guys back. It's going to be a fun spring. Again, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement with guys with some new opportunity. But, man, we got a heck of a football team coming back. So we're going to do the best we can in this bowl game to rally them one more time, and hopefully we get a couple of bodies back. But certainly by spring training, you know, we've got a chance to put a heck of a football team together.
Kind of a two-part question. Was there consideration bringing someone else in to fill those roles? And I guess how much did continuity play a factor in those final decisions?
Yeah, for me, I'm always going to promote from within when it's feasible. It's not always feasible. When I hired Chad Morris in 11, it wasn't feasible. When I hired Brent Venables, it wasn't feasible. When I brought Todd Bates in to replace Dan Brooks, it wasn't feasible. So I've always, I hire people from all kind of places. I'm going to hire the best person. I'm not hiring what other people want me to do and all that stuff. I'm going to hire who's best for this team, for this university, for me, et cetera. So sometimes it's very easy. Again, I go back to 2014 when Chad left. That took 30 seconds. Oh, great. All right. Boom. Here we go. It was like the simplest decision ever. And that's exactly where we are in this case in a couple of those instances. Now, again, we'll have a few new people in some peripheral spots, but very easy, very easy. And I think if you're going to be successful in anything, you better develop your staff. You better develop your staff. If you have a great organization, you have to develop your organization. And sometimes it's not feasible based on where you are. You might have a good person, but they're not quite ready. But that's not the case where we are right now. This was a very easy decision in all areas.
You mentioned Brent wanted to take Wes. Did he also attempt to with Reed and Bates at all, or is there like a?
Yeah, we talked. He and I. I'll keep our conversations private, but he and I talked about a lot of people. Just like Tony and I sat down and. And I said, well, I'm not going to let you have that one, and I'm not going to let you have that one. And he's like, well, I'm going to try. I'm like, well, that's great. I'd be proud of you to go try, but you better try hard. You have, it's great, because I want to help. I want them to have a chance. And like for Miguel, what a cool opportunity for Miguel to be able to go. And the same thing for Thad. I mean, a true chief of staff role for him. And, so it's great. It's great. But we talked about a lot of things. But, again, you're talking about great friendships, great relationships. And, nobody wants those guys to be more successful than me. But I'm sure they talk to a lot of people. I don't know.
Will Richardson be in the box and then stylistic?
He's going to be on the bed. So. Again, when I called him, he's been waiting for that. He's been waiting for that call for 6 years. And again, he's turned down several jobs. A couple of SEC jobs, a couple of ACC jobs, a couple of I don't know what conference that I don't know if it's Conference USA, whichever one it is. But he's had several jobs, but he stayed very patient. This guy was born to come to Clemson one day, and it's just kind of cool how it's worked out. So I'm really excited for him. And again, you're talking about a head coach who walked away from a very successful career, and he's been patient. But he has been an amazing asset to us holistically within our program since he's been here. But again, you don't predict these things. You have no idea. And all of a sudden, bam, something happens. And, we had talked about he had something he had to get taken care of in his back, and we kind of said, well, this will be a good time to do it, and so it was kind of crazy when we had the conversation, but he won't be in the box for sure. But when we get back going this spring and all that, we'll restructure. He'll probably next year be on the field, and he'll probably put Streeter in the box most likely, and let Kyle kind of run the huddle and stuff downstairs and all that, but we'll get to that. But he won't be with us at the bowl. He'll be in all the Zoom and all that stuff, but he's got to heal up.
Hugh Freeze was on bed with the Bronx one time.
I don't think that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Dabo, did you and Tony discuss, I guess in general terms, the fact that you're probably going to face each other at some time? I don't know if that's happened to you.
Hey, I play a lot of my friends. That'll be cool. I guess I'm getting older. I got a Hall of Famer, and now I got a tree. I had a twig, and now I got a branch or two. So that's just the way it is. Hopefully you can do a good enough job and be able to be a head coach long enough. The goal, as I always said, the goal's never been to be a young head coach. The goal is to be an old head coach. All right? So many people are in a hurry to be a young head coach. My goal's always been to be an old head coach. That means you've been able to last and sustain and so forth. So, and if you are able to do that, well, you're going to have those things. But, I mean, you go compete just like Coach Beamer and I. I mean, we're going to compete for the rest of our careers as we go against each other. But that don't mean we can't have great respect for each other like we always have. So, I mean, it's no, you know, just like when we play and be like brothers, you know, you want to beat your brother, and you hope you beat them, but you still love them no matter what.
It's the Clemson offense, but I'm sure Brandon would like to put his stamp on it maybe in the spring. Has he discussed with you, you know, hey, I'd like to do this, I'd like to
Yeah, we've talked.
do
Yeah,
this?
we've talked about lots of things, but you know, again, we are where we are, and you know, we kind of got what we got right now. But we're going to have a lot more added to the puzzle, especially when we get some guys back healthy and you know, get some more things added in here from a recruiting standpoint. But yeah, we'll have lots of discussions about those things. But still a philosophy, and as long as we're operating within that philosophy, we're going to be great.
So, Dabo, just to be clear, you did not officially interview any external candidates for these coordinator roles?
I did not. This was, I mean, 30 seconds. That'd be hard for me to interview somebody in 30 seconds because that's how long it took to make a decision. Again, when you know, like this has been a plan for a while. And again, it's one of the reasons guys have stayed patient. And so it's been great.
Yeah, but you mentioned in 2014 when Chad left, people thought y'all would never get a first down again. Have you heard some of that? Have you heard some of that talk now with Brent leaving?
I know it's out there because Ross likes to give me the vibe of stuff. I don't pay attention to any of that. Man, that's the last thing I got time for. You know, again, as I said earlier, this is what I do for a living. Since 1993, I've been coaching football. I mean, all I can tell you, when I got this job in 2009, Clemson had not won an ACC championship in 20 years. And I wasn't a real popular hire. And when I got the job in 2009, you were at that first press conference. And boy, you only come to the big press conferences, so you know, usually he zooms in now. He zooms in, but you know, when I got the job in 2009, Clemson hadn't won 10 games in 20 years. When I got the job in 2009, Clemson hadn't won a national championship since 1981. So, if all I can say is if people don't believe in me after 13 years of what they've experienced at Clemson, they ain't ever going to believe in me. So I have never worried about trying to please whatever. I wouldn't even say the masses, the minority. I've never worried about that. You know, only thing I worry about is what's right, and you know, loving my players and developing great men through the game. You know, and keeping the main thing. Our vision of this program has never changed. I've never been one to chase championships. I just chase hearts and just try to build great men through the game. And if we can do that, championships will come. And that's never changed, never going to change. That's the purpose of what we do. And so, again, that's what I would say is if people don't believe in me and if I haven't demonstrated enough good decision-making over 13 years, so now we're going for our 11th 10-plus win season in a row. And that hadn't won in 20 years. You know, we've won 7 conference titles in the last, 10 years or whatever it is. We've won 2 national championships, and we're an onside kick away from a 3rd. And we beat the best of the best of the best of the best to do it. And we've done it the Clemson way. We, in my opinion, are the model program in college football. There's nobody out there having the type of consistency that we've had on and off the field, academically and success on the field. So I don't really know what else to say. You know, if people don't believe in me, they ain't never going to believe in me.
Speaking of healthy,